Alright guys, stop right there. First of all, I'm gonna need you guys to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't, and please share. So we're gonna do a giveaway soon. When we hit the 250 subscribers mark, I'm gonna give a $40 gift card of your choice. And yeah, please join and help out. And there's some cool rewards for you guys. And we're gonna keep growing, and the rewards are gonna get better. So do that for me, and appreciate that so much. Hope you guys enjoy. Alright guys, welcome to another episode of The Corenda Show. We're doing something a little bit different today. We're doing a review of my favorite book. It's right here. It's called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Now this book has changed my life. It really has. And I felt like the best way to really get the concept of the book is how you do with martial arts. You can see somebody, but the best way to learn it is by teaching others. So I'm gonna try my very best and explain with you the things that I got from the book, and hopefully I learn also more, which I expect to do along the way while reviewing this book. And yeah, I just hope you guys enjoy the review, and yeah, I'm gonna better myself. All right, so the first chapter, it's called the Power of Thought. And Mr. Hill right here, he explains that we can all become wealthy. That it's actually more of a choice that that we struggle with. A lot of us, we lack sight, seeing the future. We have a lot of instant gratification. That we think short term. A lot of us, and he also says the biggest issue that most of us have is adopting a definite purpose and sticking to it. And this book is great because rather than telling you what the answer is, he explains with stories. Now this book, he worked on it for 25 years, and he interviewed over 25,000 people. His mentor was Andrew Carnegie, and as you can see, that's one of the greatest mentors you can have. He was like the richest person at the time, and he was considered to have a monopoly. But when you see where Napoleon Hill talk about him, you realize that it's not just people having too much power. In a way, with the mentality, you end up just receiving, like, you get all these riches. And yeah, we're gonna talk about that. So he starts off with a story about a man named Edwin C. Barnes. He wanted to do business with Thomas Edison no matter what, and he actually gave up everything and put all his money into, and got all of his belongings, and went in the train to go meet Edison. Now his presentation wasn't what most men would want. He wasn't wealthy. Like I said, his presentation wasn't the best, and that's something that I'm working on. Before I had the afro and the long beard, but working on my presentation. However, like I said, that wasn't what Edison focused on. He knew that if this man was willing to give up everything just to work with Edison, that this man would be of great use in the future. And he actually ended up being really great. The next part of the chapter right here in the first chapter is there's a great quote. It's impulse of thought can be transmuted into the physical counterpart by the application of known principles. Now this quote from the book, not only do I believe it, but I have applied it throughout my life, and I can't believe I never noticed it, but I mean, this might be a little extreme, but still, nonetheless, I related to this story, to this quote. My favorite player, his name is Ken Griffey Jr., and I always wanted to see him hit a home run. Like I said, he was my favorite player. And one time I went to Dodger Stadium when I was a kid. He played for the Cincinnati Reds at the time. So, as you can see, it was in another division, so the team wouldn't come often. And I was doing the math, and he was at bat 9,801 times, and he only hit 630 home runs in his career. So that means there was a 6% chance of me seeing him hit a home run. And being in Los Angeles, the odds are even lower because I'm not at every one of his games. I'm the visitor, even though they were playing at Dodger Stadium. But yeah, I saw my favorite player hit a home run, and it was just the best, most amazing feeling ever. It's like, yeah. um, yeah. And, another example of this was in Mexico when I was a little kid. I would spend my summers over there with my dad, and we didn't have too much money, but I liked to play video games, and at the biggest thing was PlayStation 1 at the time, and obviously those had a 3D graphics, which was blowing everybody's mind at the time because we had the Super Nintendo as well just at the time, and going from that 2D platform to the 3D platform was out of this world. Anyways, so in order for me to play games, we didn't have a console, so we would have to go to this like arcade place and rent out a console for an hour, and then you could just choose a game. And the way I did this was I was like 9 years old at the time. I would sell donuts. So I would go early in the morning with a baker, and I would buy a bunch of donuts, and then throughout the day, that was my job. I would sell donuts, get on the buses, tell the people, wave people down, go knock on the doors. And that was my first experience, like that's my first experience, I guess you could say, as an entrepreneur. And I made good money. I mean, enough to cover my cost of playing games every day at the end of the night at the arcade shop. So yeah, I mean, that's what I feel relates to that quote. It's like you have this goal, you have this idea what you want to do, and if you develop a plan to achieve it, you will. Like, if you think it and you believe in it so much that it will come into its physical counterpart, as Napoleon Hill said. So I saw, I always pictured it, I always dreamed it. I want to see my favorite baseball player hit a home run, and I ended up doing it. I ended up watching him hit a home run. I want to play video games. I would always think about it. Man, I can't wait till the end of the night to play video games. I went to work, and I made it happen. Now this made me realize something now that I'm older, is that I can apply that to anything in my life, and I literally mean anything. And I plan to do this now by developing a fortune. And it's very ambitious, but I really want to become a billionaire, and not because of the money itself. I mean, that's great, creating generational wealth, protecting your family, your future family. But it's a goal that I had for myself because I just want to enjoy the finer things in life, and it's not to be materialistic. It's not to show off. I just want to become a better person. Let's see. I like how Napoleon Hill, he makes it clear that the answer or key to success is not like, doesn't give it to you directly. Rather, he explains it through these stories. He never mentions, like I said, he never mentions that key or that answer. Like, hey, this is what you got to do. I mean, he has 13 steps, which will help out in determining what your goal is, and we're gonna explain those 13 steps along the way. The first chapter is always like an intro, and it was very, very, very motivating, very, how should I say it, inspiring, because of the stories of Edward C. Barnes giving everything up just to be with this one man he never met in his life, and he was willing to bet everything on it just to be a partner with Edison. And but he dreamed it, and it paid off. It paid off. There's that saying, built by Edison, and, provided by installed by Barnes. And yeah, let's see. When I read the book the first time, I didn't get the answer to whatever I was looking for, as far as like what I thought was what success was. And everybody has a different interpretation of what success is to them. For some, is money. For them, is some others is just being a father. Everybody has their own goals. And the great thing about this book, it can teach you how to get there. And it does, like I said, there's different goals, but Mr. Hill, he can really teach you how to get to where you want to be. I read this book 3 times. Yeah, I read it 3 times, and even in the first time, it wasn't clear for me the answer. I mean, for others, the answer will be perhaps instantly in the beginning of the book, in the middle of the book, or maybe like me, you have to read it multiple times. But I can guarantee you that that answer that you're looking for, you will receive it when you are ready. And just keep reading. Don't give up if you don't get that answer at the beginning. Sometimes you just gotta keep practicing it, and eventually you will get it. At the end of this chapter, it talks about not accepting no for an answer. If you get a no, don't quit. Just keep going. I can also relate this to my life. I think I mentioned this before in the podcast, but when I asked my girl out, I asked her out 5 times, and she rejected me 4 times, until the 5th time was when she finally said yes. And guess what? We're happily married now. So it pays off, to be persistent and not give up. I knew what I wanted. I knew this is the girl for me. Like, there was just nobody else. I really wanted this girl, and working hard at it, never giving up, I eventually made that happen. And yeah, so as I said, Napoleon Hill believes there's 13 principles, and we will teach you how to overcome the art of defeat and turn those stepping stones into opportunity. All right, guys. Well, let's get this started. And this is only the first chapter, but stick around for next time, for chapter 2, which will be the first step in obtaining your riches, whatever that may be. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Like I said, it's something new to me, so I will get better at it, I promise you. And I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you, guys. Have a good one. And don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and share. That will really help me out. Thanks.